Dramaniacs. Alicia Couri here with my first episode of the first season of Audacious Confidence. Yes, we are back. We're back. I'm so excited. A year ago, I said goodbye. Well, not a whole year ago. Last year in May, I said goodbye to my radio show, Unleash Your Audacious Confidence, and always wanted to bring it back as either a podcast or a web show or something. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. And now that we have this Dramaniac TV network, I'm able to do the show the way I want to do it, create a show all of my own, and really do exactly what I need to do for Audacious Confidence, so that I am here to serve you, to help you build your confidence. So I am so excited. I'm so glad to be here. Hi, I see that we have some folks joining us already. Thank you so much for joining. Hey, Vanessa, thank you for tuning in. And so since she's tuning in, I just want to remind everybody that we are here live on Dramaniac TV on Facebook. So if you go to facebook.com/Dramaniac TV, you can comment, like, right here on Dramaniac, and we will see your comments. If you're watching us on any other page or any other group, we won't get to see your comments. So make sure that you're here on facebook.com/Dramaniac TV. It's going across the crawler, so that when you comment, we can see your comments. And by the way, I want you to comment right now. Hashtag for me if you're watching it live, and hashtag if you're watching the replay. If you're watching live or watching the replay, let me know where you're watching from. Just put it in the chat. Let us know where you're tuning in from. We'd love to give you a shout out, because Dramaniac TV is global, and we do have people from all across the world that tune in. I know sometimes some areas it's probably like midnight or really early in the morning. I don't know. Time zones escape me. And it's so funny because I run Dramaniac TV with my business partner who is in Australia. And so we're always wondering what time, when we have meetings, it's like, what time zone is it anyway? I don't know. So we both work on Eastern Standard Time, which helps. But most of the time he's working through the night, and he is such a trooper for working through the night. So share this out, share it out. I'm going to see if I can share it out myself. Yes, I can share it. So I'm going to share it now. So I invite you to do the same. I'm just clicking and sharing, and I want you to click and share and share and share and share. Also, if you know someone who is struggling a little bit with their confidence, or would like some more. Vanessa is from Vancouver Island in Canada. Hi, Vanessa. So if you know someone who may be, having a little challenge with their confidence, or just want some more information about how to boost your confidence, tag them in the comments, let them join in, say, hey, why don't we watch this together? Another thing you can also do is create a watch party. Once we're on air, about 5 minutes, you can go into any group and create a watch party for the show, so that you can have groups together watching the show, and you guys can comment, and that would be great as well. So let me see what other housekeeping things I want to do before we get into the meat and potatoes of today. Yes, if you are watching us here on Facebook, great. But not everybody is on Facebook, is what I want to say. Some people are on LinkedIn only, or Pinterest, or Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, or even they might even be on only on Periscope. So if they are watching if they are on any other of those social media platforms, and they're unable to tune into Facebook, you can send them to our website. They can go to www.dramaniac.com/live. Dramaniac.com/live. Hey, Alicia, she's watching from Maryland. I hope all of you are staying all warm and bundled up. Hey, Carol. Carol was our guest earlier today on one of our other shows here on Dramaniac TV. But go to Dramaniac.com/live. They can watch us live from Dramaniac facebook.com/live. So I'm so excited. I'm seeing more people joining in. Please let me know if you are watching live. Just do a hashtag live, do hashtag replay if you're watching the replay. And let me know, comment and let me know where you're watching us from so I can give you a shout out and give your city a shout out. So can you tell I'm a little bit excited? I'm a little bit excited about this. And the reason I'm excited is because of this new format that I get to do. I have a whole hour, so I hope you can stick with me. I have a whole hour. Hey, Christina, thank you for watching live. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Thank you so much for joining in. Where are you watching from, Christina? Are you in New York? I think she's in New York City. That's my buddy, Christina. Yay. So it's not playing. You're watching, but it's not playing. I hope it starts playing soon, Scott. Thank you, Carol, for joining in live. Thank you, all of you, for joining in and interacting with me, because I love the energy. Give me some hearts, give me some love. You know, I'm going to be asking some questions, so you can also tune in. Oh, yes, great. So let's talk a little bit about confidence. So my guest today is Tony Lesesne, and he is a writer, director, producer. He does a whole lot of stuff in the movie industry with documentaries, and he is going to come talk to me today about the evolution of confidence. But before he comes on, Christina is in Long Island. You're at home. Hi, Chrissy. Chrissy's in New York. I know Chrissy's in New York. So before I get Tony to come on, what I want to be able to do with these shows is give my perspective of confidence, because many of you may not know this, but I had a lot of challenges with my own confidence for a long, long time in my life. And it's only been recently that I really stepped into who I am and really stepped into my confidence. And so that journey, I want to share some of that with you, and then talk to my guests about it. So hopefully you will hopefully you will sit with me. Hi, Adam from the UK watching live. Thank you, Adam, for joining me. It's late or super early. I think it's like 6 hours ahead in the UK. So thank you for sticking with me, Adam. I appreciate that so much. So I want to give you a little bit about my journey and give you maybe some tips and tools and techniques that you can use before I bring my guest on, and then we'll talk about that. So this is where I get to be a little selfish in the show and talk a little bit about me. But it's really, the point is to help you, because I went through it, I struggled through it, and I understood what was happening at the time, and I'm able to bring you some of the nuggets that I learned that's helping me. So hopefully I can help you out that way, and just, let me know if you're gaining anything from it. I would really appreciate that. So today I want, this whole week, since last week, people have been talking about taking quantum leaps, quantum. That's all I've been hearing this week. So I wanted to start this show with a quantum leap for you. So if you are challenged or struggling with confidence, let's take a quantum leap today. And I want to talk to you about taking a quantum leap in your confidence. And so for me, confidence is the most important foundational element in your life that you need to thrive. Do you agree with that? You need confidence in order to thrive and be successful. And so if you really look at it, there are so many variables that can affect and impact your confidence, either negatively or positively. And it's really imperative upon us to guard our confidence, to really make sure that we're vigilant and that we're conscious every day of what we're doing to help grow our confidence instead of allowing us to shrink. Because if we're not growing, what are we doing? We're shrinking, right? So I really didn't understand the importance of confidence at first in my life until I realized that I wasn't getting the success that I wanted. Yeah, Adam, I'm sure it's really late over in the UK. I wasn't getting the success that I really wanted because And I didn't connect it at the time to my confidence. I really didn't connect it to my confidence. I didn't really realize that my confidence was influencing my actions negatively, and I was self-sabotaging. So once I started to become aware of that, I started to look at every area of what I was doing and how I could improve my confidence. I got a lot of coaching. I got a lot of encouragement to really look, and I did a lot of really deep work within myself to change things. So I wanted to read this quote for you by Napoleon Hill. He says, "The turning point in our lives of those who succeed usually comes at a moment of some crisis through which they are introduced to their other selves." So I'm going to talk about your other self today, just for a brief minute. When you can understand that you're not born with low confidence or no confidence, it's not something you're born with, but it's your environment and the decisions that you make that can have a profound effect and impact on your confidence, then that's when you can see what's happening with your confidence. My guest just texted me. I didn't really read his text, but I think he's coming on soon. So hopefully he'll be available in a few minutes to bring him on camera. So let's talk about this other self. Let's talk about this other self for a moment. Have you heard, like, say yes or give me some hearts or something if you've ever heard of like some extraordinary act of strength, like a mother lifting a car because her baby's trapped, or breaking through, a glass window because the baby's trapped inside, or, some really incredible act of courage or act of strength. That's the other person that Napoleon Hill is talking about. Like, you have a crisis and that superhuman strength comes out. I'm not going quite there. That is kind of an extreme situation. Thank you, Scott. Yes, I love that quote by Napoleon Hill. It really is very profound. So we're not looking at those. My producers asked me a question, not just yet. We're not looking at those types of extreme situations. Sorry, I just lost my feed. But what we do want to look at is things that you can do to yourself or with yourself or for yourself that can amplify who you are when needed. So I'm not talking about superhuman strength, but I'm looking at areas in your life that you can amplify yourself when it is needed. All right. So what if you can create that every single time? And I'm going to give you a tip so that you can do that. Again, I'm not talking about lifting a heavy car. I'm not talking about that. But being able to raise your level of confidence in a snap. Change your state, as Tony Robbins would say. Change your state in an instant. And sometimes little shifts can do that for you. So I believe just as the mind affects the body can affect the mind. And small, thank you, Chrissy. You want to talk about that on your show too? If you want me as a guest, I'm there. Just let me know. All right. So I'm talking about little things can influence your mind. So I want everybody to try just a little exercise for me. I know I'm on camera and you're not on camera, but wherever you are, just sit up a little bit taller, a little bit straighter, and take a deep breath. And how does that feel to you? Tell me in the chat, how does that feel? If you sit up just a little bit straighter and a little bit taller, you hold your head up just a little bit and you take a deep breath. Sometimes that just centers you and it makes you feel so much bigger and more open and more confident. So sometimes if you're doing something and you start feeling yourself, you feel proud. Yeah. You start like shrinking a little bit and you can actually feel your body tensing up. Just kind of lift your shoulders back, take a deep breath, lift your chin up, and that little shift that little micro shift can make a huge difference in your mind. Thank you, Christina. Yes, you feel a little prouder, that you feel proud when you stand up straight and tall. So I am going to teach you an advanced Jedi trick. This is a little advanced technique that I'm going to share with you, and it's called the alter ego. A sense of understanding of who you are. That's great, Chrissy. Pearl, thank you. You feel tingling down your spine. Oh, I love that. You feel a little tingly. That's awesome. And Alicia, you feel more in control. That's great. Yes, more in control because you are centered. You've just centered yourself and you do feel more in control. So that's just a little tip I gave you, but now I'm going to give you that super Jedi, like quantum leap. If you're ready, are you ready for this? That quantum leap to take in your confidence. This is advanced stuff, guys. So this is something I teach people, and it can be, it might be a little mind-blowing, but it works. I'm telling you, I guarantee you it works. And so what you need to do for yourself is create an alter ego. And I'm not talking about someone who's obnoxious or someone who's mean-spirited or anything like that. I'm talking about, think about someone who is maybe someone who you admire, that there are qualities in them that you'd like to emulate. Or someone that you can, yes, my producer's asking me, yes, you can put those up now. Someone you'd like to emulate. So a quick example, just some examples of alter egos is Stephen Colbert. So Stephen Colbert, his alter ego for his talk show is actually Stephen Colbert. But he's different than who he is in real life, his normal everyday persona. But in order to perform, he creates this extreme version of himself, right? And so he becomes Stephen Colbert. And the next person we have, yes, he becomes someone with nerve. You become someone with nerve. This is Marshawn Lynch. For those of you who don't know American football, maybe you're overseas, this is Marshawn Lynch. His alter ego is beast mode. So when he plays on the football field, he goes into beast mode, and he doesn't smile, he doesn't talk to anybody. He's just fierce. Who do we have next? Let's see. The Hulk. All right, everybody knows the Hulk is a cartoon character, but Bruce Banner is his mild, Dr. Bruce Banner, his mild self. But then when he becomes angry, he becomes the Hulk, right? The superhuman Hulk. I also have another live example, Sasha Fierce, that's Beyonce. So in order for Beyonce, because she tends to be more shy in person, in real life, she doesn't like the camera, she doesn't like to talk in public, but when she gets on that stage, when she gets in front of a camera, she becomes Sasha Fierce, and she turns it on. And so you can also look at like Wonder Woman, Diana Prince, she is strong in her own right, but then she can turn it up and become Wonder Woman. So that's kind of oh, I forgot. Of course, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. He actually put it in his name, The Rock. When he was a wrestler, he was The Rock. He was unmovable, unshakable. He was The Rock. But now that he's a movie star, he's more Dwayne Johnson than The Rock, right? And so what I'm asking you to do is to think about who you will be at the highest level of what you want. Like, who do you want to be when you are the highest level of when you can think about, well, this is really who I envision myself to be. Fearless, bold, brave. If I had to embody those qualities, who would that be? Who would that person be? Give it a name, him or her. And then start listing out those qualities of what that person is and start stepping into it. Start just stepping into it. Put it on like a dress. I'm wearing this dress today. Just put it on. See how it fits. See how it feels. And then create that alter ego for yourself. And what I want to do, I have an assignment for those of you who are watching, is, if you can, please put it in the chat, not now, after the show. Think about it, spend some time thinking about it, and then go back and put it in the chat and let's have a conversation about it. I'd love, love, love to hear some of your alter egos, if you dare to put it in. And maybe next week I'll let you know what mine is. All right. If you haven't guessed. In fact, next week, if you come join me, hey, if you come join me next week, I will be in my alter ego so that you can guess who it is. And I don't have to say it. I will actually become it. And you will know who it is. So really quickly, my book here, it's Sebastian taught me to do this. You're Chrissy and Christine. There you go, Chrissy. So this is your signature style. And I have some tips about the alter ego in this book that if you'd like to get it, it's on Amazon. It's also on my website, aliciacouri.com. All right. So I see that some people are going to try it out. That's awesome. Thank you. You're going to try it, Scott. Yay. Just put it in the chat when you figure something out and let me know. I'd love, love, love to know if you can share it with me. And so I have a surprise. I'm going to just talk really quickly because it's time for me to bring my guest on, bring him up. But I want to just say that you are watching Audacious Confidence right here on Dramaniac TV, and it is brought to you by Be Live. So Audacious Confidence is weekdays every Tuesday at 6 p.m. here on Facebook.com/Dramaniac TV. And if you're watching on Dramaniac TV/live and you have Facebook, please come over to Facebook so that you can join in the chat. As you can see, we have a chat going on. People are interacting. I'd love to hear your opinion as well. And if you're watching on any other pages than Dramaniac TV on Facebook, please come over and join us on Dramaniac TV so you can join in the chat as well and we can see your comments. So that you can see your comments and we can share these things with you. So Tony, I'm not quite sure what's happening. My producer just said he's not in the room yet. So, I can keep talking until he joins me. I can't wait for him to come and join me. Oh, great. Yay. I know I'm watching the chat. I'm reading a whole bunch of stuff as it's going on. Pearl, Lauren is your alter ego. Awesome. We walk in fierceness. I love that. I love that. So maybe I can see, let's talk about some of the chats while we wait for Tony. So Christina's saying you can't wait to create your own alter ego. I'm glad, Christina, that's awesome. I love my alter ego, and she has really helped me become more confident, bolder, more audacious, and step out and do things that I never thought that I could do. Okay. All right. So I'm trying to see if he can message me. Let me see. He did send me a message earlier, and let me see what it says. Okay. So, I'm not sure if that means he's going to be in or not, but I will just keep talking to you. He said he'll be ready maybe in 5 minutes. So we'll keep chatting here. Thank you guys so much for joining me here. So I'm just going to keep talking about your alter ego. So let me hear some comments from you guys. Let me see. I think Sebastian said, hey. So, hey, Sebastian. Let me know if you know anybody else that I did not mention, because I know there are other people out there who have alter egos. Let me know how your alter ego has served you. Let me know how you use your alter ego in everyday life, or if you just use it whenever you need that extra boost. That is always helpful, because the way I started using my alter ego was when I started going on television. So before I made the decision to start booking myself on television news around the country, I never saw myself on TV. I always used to tell myself, well, you know, you're behind the scenes kind of girl. That's why I started doing makeup and hair, so I don't have to be in front of the camera. I get to be behind the camera, making everybody beautiful, making everybody wonderful. And I didn't have to step out in front of the camera. And then when I made that decision to actually start doing television, I needed something to help me, sort of get out there and get out of myself and get out of my nerves and get out of the fear of stepping in front of the camera. And so I started looking for inspiration. I started looking for inspiration from other people and taking little bits of things here and little bits of things there to figure out who I wanted to be. And my producer's asking me if we should do a poll. So yeah, let's do a quick poll. If you can type it in, let's do a poll. How many people let me think. What kind of poll can we do? Yeah, how many people think that an alter ego can help them in their everyday lives? Give me a yes, you think it can help you, or a no, you don't really think it can help you because you're already so awesome. You don't really need an alter ego. Maybe. Maybe you can say that. Oh yeah, Chrissy. Absolutely. It'll get you out of the your everyday normal life and get you to do stuff that you probably never thought you can do. I know that's what happened with me. It got me to do stuff. I see Tony saying he's here, but are you here on the platform, or are you just here on Facebook? Are you here in the room, in the green room? Is he in the green room? I don't know if Tony's in the green room. Yes? Yes, Alicia. Yes, Christina. They're all saying yes, it can definitely help you. And Chrissy is saying it can get you out of your normal, and try new things. Absolutely. Oh, that is huge, Pearl. That is huge. If we can put up Pearl's comment, that is really huge. Yeah, you had to decide to love yourself before you could develop an alter ego. And she helped you regain your life and develop the necessary survival skills. That is very, very true. You have to be able to love yourself. That's a whole other show we're going to do on self-love, because you can't have self-confidence without self-love. And so we'll do a whole other show on self-love. And you really do need to love yourself, because that just takes your alter ego to another level. That just really helps you develop into another level. So I think Tony, yes, no. Producer's still saying no, he's not in the green room yet. So are we putting up the poll? Did the poll go up? Oh, you can click on the live poll. I think the poll is there. Yep, click on the live poll and tell us yes or no if an alter ego will help you in your everyday life. Thank you, Scott, for your messages. I appreciate it. You have one professionally and one as a special needs parent. Yes. And so one thing I want to distinguish, because we do play a lot of roles in our life. We play a lot of different roles. And so I want to really be clear that your alter ego isn't a role that you're playing in your life. So it's not like, well, when I'm a, what do you say? If I'm a teacher, I'm like this one way with my students, but when I'm home with my kids, I'm another way with them. This is really just to amplify. This is just really to amplify yourself, amplify who you are. Oh, okay, there we go. I think Tony's in the green room. I think he's in the green room. So we want to make a distinction between the roles that we play as well as creating an alter ego. All right, you're sideways, my dear. There we go. Hi. There he is. There he is. I see him coming up now on, he has some movie lighting. I think it's some horror movie lighting we got going on here. So let me introduce my special guest. Thank you so much for participating, guys. Thank you for participating in the poll and everything. So, Mr. Tony Lesesne, my special guest for today, who's having some lighting issues. He is an award-winning media entrepreneur, content creator of web, video, and independent movies and films. He is a veteran corporate branding consultant, and he gave me my first break in a movie. Do you have headphones, Tony? Because I hear a lot of movement. Oh, he's in the back of a car. He's in the car. He is in the car. Can you lower your because I think we're seeing more headroom than, there we go. That's better. That's better. So welcome, Tony. So
thank you.
Yeah. So you've been hearing a little bit about what we've been talking about with the alter ego. Yes. So
absolutely.
My first question for you today, as a movie producer, director, writer, you have acting camps. And so how have you found that acting camps have helped people evolve in their confidence? So tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, the independent film acting camp, we hope to ignite that again. But the idea there is to basically help people learn how to think and talk on their feet and gain confidence in doing that. That's important. And it puts a lot of pressure on you, and it puts you in situations and environments that are uncomfortable, and you have to work through it. And actors learn, stage actors, and have to do the same thing when delivering a speech, a presentation, or a pitch.
Okay, absolutely. That is so true. And tell me how you've seen people evolve throughout the camp process, from just, they come in, maybe they're a little shy, to being able to present. How does that process work?
Well, it's good. When you put people under pressure, they either excel and adjust and adapt, which most people do, or they just totally flatline and just basically they're done. But I find that when people really want to do better, they do, and they practice and they learn to relax. They learn to think more comfortably, more easily, without the stress. And that's the main part, is to reduce the tension and stress so people can really have that confidence and be who they really are. A lot of times when people are in a public situation, they change their persona. I heard you mention that before. They change their persona, they change their presentation, and you really want people to be authentic and be able to learn how to do that, and when necessary, be amplified. And so these actors who have done well with that have come through that quite well. I'm proud of them.
Excellent. So you said, and now I've lost my train of thought. You said so many great things. You said so many great things there, because when you're saying as they're going through the process of it, they need to practice. And sometimes we don't feel like we have to practice to be confident, but you do have to practice, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, people who have self-esteem issues, confidence issues, that comes from success or not having success. It's hard to instill self-esteem and confidence in someone who hasn't achieved anything. So you want to take small baby steps and get people used to being able to deliver a short line, one sentence before they go to a paragraph before they go to a full speech. When you get comfortable doing small things well, then you can grow. And that's when your confidence grows. That's when your self-esteem grows. And that's when you begin to develop what they call swag.
Right. So I love that concept of doing, incremental growth, because although today I talked about taking a quantum leap, and that's what I was talking about with the, finding that alter ego, really, in order to build your confidence, because we're talking about the evolution of confidence. So in order to build that, you need to practice it incrementally And when you fall, you get back up and you continue to grow. So it's a growth process. And so I mentioned earlier that you gave me my first role in a movie. green as they could be. I went through your acting camp, but what did you see in me that gave you confidence to put me in your movie?
Well, the first thing is, when you cast, fit management is important. You want someone to be able to do what you need them to do to tell the story. And so the better they are matched and fit and in the casting, the easier it is, number one. Number two, you just didn't have any fear. You knew to have fun with it. You weren't overly stressed. You didn't take yourself way too seriously, because some actors...
I don't take myself seriously at all.
That's good. There's a time to laugh it off. And I think all of those elements came together to help position that particular role to be acquired by yourself. And also, you were willing to take chances. And sometimes, when you're trying something new, you're stepping out of your comfort zone, or you just really haven't done it before, you have inhibitions, which is real. It's real and it's understandable. But you were willing to push those aside, take chances, take risks. And also, you understood what the heck that character was about. And that's, a lot of people jump into it before they really ask the right questions. And of course, taking direction is a key part. You're going to make mistakes, or you're going to make errors, and those things happen. And that's where you get the direction from your director to say, hey, try it this way or that way, and not being afraid to give it a shot. And usually good things happen.
Right. Awesome. We had a question earlier. Can you put that question back up from Pearl? Let me see. Yes. So Pearl was asking, what happens when you feel that you have lost the fierceness in that ego? How do you regain that as you grow?
Is that word fierceness? Fierce?
Fierce, yes. What happens when you've lost your fierceness in your ego?
Well, you have to wonder why. You always got to go to what is the heart of the loss? Okay, what happened? Why did it happen? And to gain it back, you always, just like, you get injured, you get hurt, you make a mistake, you start right back over again. You basically start over again with those small victories.
Yeah.
And that's the best thing to do. Ego is a good thing, but ego is a hurtful thing. Ego makes you say and do dumb things. It makes you act irrational. It makes you respond to criticism, which in a public forum you're going to get a lot of.
Yeah.
So ego can cause us to overreact. Ego can make us evaluate our mistakes rather than saying, okay, that happened, mistake, move on.
Right.
So, so to Pearl, don't let your ego tear you down. You will make mistakes. You are human. And that's going to happen. And people will check you and correct you, as they should if they care about you. Your fans will do the same thing. Hear what they say, fix it, and keep moving. Don't carry that dead weight of hurt. Don't carry that with you.
Yeah, because guilt and shame, and when you lose your nerve, that is all tied to your ego. And if you can just, like Tony said, don't take yourself so seriously. I don't take myself that seriously anymore. Don't take yourself so seriously. If you can find, like you said, the why. Why did this happen? How did it happen? How can I make adjustments? How can I make adjustments and try it again? Don't let anything knock you down, or anyone knock you down and let you keep you down. We started talking about small, micro things, micro movements, do those little micro things that can help build you up little by little to help get your nerve back to do it again. So, so Mr. Tony, we've been working on a movie, for the last couple years. So you want to talk a little bit about that?
Absolutely. I mean, independent filmmaking is a challenge. It's the biggest challenge of independent filmmaking is working around people's schedules and also working with people who don't have a lot of experience, including oftentimes the cast and the crew. So you learn to work together. We were able to pull together a story that we enjoyed with some amazingly beautiful individuals, lots of fun to work with, including yourself, of course. Henry, Isaac was awesome. Kanice, you three anchor it. Woody Lesesne, Mike Cortez, Curtis Ballard. Everybody, really, really did a great job bringing their A game and basically just making it happen. It's a political satire, and women are at the center, and it's going to be something. There's fireworks happening here, there, yeah.
Fierce women are at the center of it. It's like women power. Right.
Yeah.
Girl power.
A lot of women's power. A lot of nitro estrogen.
A lot of estrogen. Listen, I have to say, you are just so Hollywood. You are in the back of a car doing this interview with a little light shining on you. You're just, it's like a Hitchcock movie. You're like a Hitchcock movie. And
I apologize. We were hoping to actually be at the Adrian Art Center. We're not there yet, and they have state of the art everything. But that's okay. We're almost there.
That was the last thing I told you. I said, lighting, Tony. Make sure you have great lighting. But you're so confident that you're using the lights in the car, and you're looking so like dapper, and so you're like, oh yeah, I got this together. I got this stuff together. Look at me. You see, that's confidence there. That I look good no matter where I am, what I'm doing. I look good. So,
well, you can't always control what happens around you, but you can control what happens inside of you.
Exactly. So you got to do what you got to do. Pearl says you're a walking face because you're like you're moving. This is awesome. I want to talk a little bit about how the work that you do with branding, because you also help in corporate. You help brand people as well in the corporate space. And how does that work into it? How do you help people with their brand and their confidence?
Times, unfortunately, people wait too late to really develop their branding strategy. Things have already gone wrong, or they really don't have a grasp of their audience or their community. So the first step is obviously simply the element of introduction. To have a brand, you have to have people understand who you are, what you do, who you serve, and what is the level of your and that's what your brand equals within an environment. So when we're working with a client, we're hoping to first and foremost understand who are you talking to and what is your message? What do you have to deliver, and how is it different from anything else anyone's delivering to that audience space?
All right. Yep. You have to separate yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's easier said than done, but it's important individually or individually as well as a company, as an organization. And so with that said, you're going to be able to brand effectively.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to tie that into confidence, because the whole show is about confidence. Is when you don't understand your brand, you don't understand yourself. And when you don't understand yourself, you don't have that confidence to really put it out there for people. So because I deal with personal branding too, you deal more with corporate branding, but because I deal with personal branding, it's really important to get to know who you are before you can impact anybody else. Because, if you don't know who you are, you can't really build a strong brand. Yes.
That's no question about it. And it's not just knowing who you are, and that's important because you not knowing who, I mean, you don't. These are your strengths and your weaknesses and what you can deliver, but also it's a matter of knowing who your audience is. What your brand matches your audience.
Absolutely.
So if you rebrand, they're going to match with an affluent audience. If you looking at a brand that targets teens, that means that they're going to have a teen audience, and you have to know and be around that. It's hard to brand with a community that you're not part of, or with, you don't know the players or the news and the updates, because that's part of branding, is really knowing the environment of which you work and who you're talking to, and being able to deliver that and show a return, show a return.
I totally agree with that, because you could be speaking, you're positioned in the wrong place and speaking to the wrong people, and you can totally mess up your message, and then that in turn will mess up your confidence, because you're thinking, well, nobody responded to what I'm doing, nobody likes me, nobody, and then you start to retreat, but in essence you weren't talking to the right people, you weren't positioned in the right place. So
absolutely,
positioning is very important, which is part of what I teach with branding. You have to position yourself in the right place, and that is knowing who your audience is, so that you're positioned correctly. So I'm going to ask you this quick question. Like, what is the one thing that you did in your career that you think may have hurt or affected your confidence in a negative way?
Wow, that's a good question. Well, I think that there were areas that I did not refine early enough. There were areas that I did not polish and strengthen. There were things that I didn't know early enough. I learned them, but it hurt me not knowing certain elements of my industry, and also sometimes not being as competitive as I should be. Mm-hmm. Everything is based on competition, and that's okay. You win some, you lose some, but I think that there have been times when I just haven't pushed the envelope on being as competitive as possible.
Okay, because I know that some people who will say, well, we're not in competition with anybody. The reality is, yes, you don't want to be in competition with anybody in particular, but the industry is competitive within itself. So you want to be able to compete at a high level in the industry and win those opportunities, those jobs, because you're producing the best possible product. And so while it's not like I got to beat out this person or I got to beat out that person, you want to be able to be as strong as you can be so that you're competitive in the market.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so I just want to remind everybody, you're watching us here. We're live on Facebook.com/DermaniacTV. If you are watching us on any other platform, please join us on Facebook.com/DermaniacTV so you can comment and we can interact with you as well. And if you are not on Facebook at all, if your friends are not on Facebook, you can always share the link, Dermaniac.com/live, and they can watch us live there. So speaking of audience, we have a great audience with us today. I'm so excited. We've had great interaction. Thank you all for participating and sticking with us for this whole time. And I do have some really, really great guests coming up. We'll be here every Tuesday night at 6 p.m., 6 to 7. And I have some great, great guests coming up. And I am talking to the one, the only, Mr. Tony Lesesne, Mr. Producer, director, writer,
stop. Just stop it.
TV, Mr. Entertainment.
Oh, no, not yet.
He's getting there. He's Mr. Superstar.
No. We're working on it. We're working on it.
he's got his whole team, over there at LMG. I'm so blessed to be a part of that team as well. And, everything that I do and I'm a part of, I am just so thankful for God's grace on my life to put me in a position to be there. And so that's the root of my confidence. That's where my confidence is rooted and grounded in. And so I'm not sure what everybody else believes, but that's just my belief. And it's important to have something to root your confidence in as well. I believe to root it in something. I'm trying to think, is we're having such a good time. Are you almost there? How much?
I'm almost there. I'm almost there.
So what other film projects do you have? Do you have anything else in the works that you want to talk to us about?
Absolutely. I mean, you have to have a slate, but before we go, I just want to go back to one of the items that you mentioned earlier about your source of confidence. And I just want to kind of touch on it. A lot of times our confidence is oftentimes influenced by what other people think, what other people say.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, your confidence should come down to what you have done. If it's a small thing, fine. If it's a big thing, fine. But you got to do the small things well before you do the big ones. And you want to be around people who acknowledge both your accomplishments and love and care about you enough to say, hey, you didn't do that right.
Yeah.
Only for you to get better. Sometimes we hear and yet we revolt when we hear we can actually improve. And if someone is around you, it's important that they're telling you how to improve and also giving you the pat on the back and also giving you the push, but also able to give you the constructive criticism to get to the greatness you desire and deserve.
Yeah. That's really, really important.
It is about future film projects. We do have a slate of films that we have planned. We hope to begin to have them rolling off by the end of the year. We are behind our timeline, so we have to reset that timeline and get ourselves recalibrated so we can really match our objectives. But absolutely have a slate of films on the assembly line. Some will make it to see the light of day, and some won't.
And some won't.
Right.
That's like everything else in life.
Everything else. Yeah. I'm looking forward to
awesome.
it. Yeah.
Well, I have my business partner. He is wanting to jump on for a few minutes. This is our first show, so we're celebrating this. Yay! And Sebastian, if you want to come on board, come on. If you have a question for Tony, I see that Pearl had asked something else. There he is. There's Sebastian, the man of the hour.
It's all about the branding and it's all about the confidence. Thank you, Tony, for joining. And you're really giving it a real Hollywood experience, aren't you?
Yes.
Back in the limousine, the director is moving and people are just waiting in the queue to get signed. Please sign me up.
So let me just say, Pearl was asking, many like myself with autism root our confidence and identity in what we do for work. What are some other healthy ways of determining this sense for oneself?
For me, it's giving. I think that whenever I may lack, and no matter how incredible you are, no matter how many awards you get or whatever, a lot of folks, as you know, I mean, just looking at the suicide rate of celebrities, money isn't an issue. Fame and popularity isn't the issue. Sometimes it's not about you that makes you better. Sometimes it's about who you help. I enjoy and find a lot of personal fulfillment in mentoring young people who are now adults, and anybody else that really needs help, if I can. And I've gotten that kind of help myself. That gives me a lot of confidence in myself to be able to offer something to someone. And that's it. It's when you're helping someone else, if you're volunteering for kids, maybe it's, teaching Sunday school or helping kids learn to read, whatever it might be.
Gratitude and giving back.
Giving
gratitude
blood.
And giving back.
Yeah, when you give back, there's a feeling of confidence and achievement that is great because you've done something for their fellow man. So that has nothing to do with where you work or what your title is. That just has to do with what you give and what you feel from getting that. Not everybody feels that. So that's just my answer.
And that really does help build your confidence, because when someone looks up to you, and this is for Pearl too, because when someone really does look up to you, then you feel like you're doing something of value for them. And that helps build your confidence as well. It helps keep you not just grounded, but it also helps you feel really good about yourself and want to continue to do it. And the more you do it, the more it helps build your confidence. And then you see them achieve, and you had a little part in that. You played a little part in their achievement. Yes, exactly, Adam. Seeing someone else achieve and playing a part in it is so rewarding. So I saw the poll went up. So the alter ego poll, we had a resounding yes, that it can help you definitely, boost your confidence and be able to step out and do things that you didn't normally think that you could do. I see you're on the move again, Tony. Are you on the move? Are you there?
I'm here. Can you see me?
I see you. If you need to go, you can go. We only have a few minutes left, and we can wrap up. And I just want to thank you.
The poll's going to stay up even after this, so they can keep voting if they want to.
Okay, the poll is going to stay up. I just want to say thank you so much, Tony, for making it happen. I know we had some technical issues trying to get all this situated and sorted out, but we continue to prevail. We say, "Pooah!" to technology. Technology tries to get us every time, but we will prevail.
We will prevail. Anybody that wants to see some of the weekly lifestyle projects that we do, content, they can always go to infocustv.online, www.infocustv.online for shows, hottest movie reviews, car reviews, and test drives that I do, and some travel stuff that Woody does. And we'll be rolling some other things out, some surprises. But infocustv.online is how you get it, okay?
Infocus.
And guys, you can check that on Romaniac.com/Tony, which will be available right after the show.
Everything will be there on the show.
You got it. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much. All right, Tony. We'll see you. Mwah. Thank you.
I brought the drama. Bye-bye.
You brought the drama. Awesome. So I just wanted to talk a little bit. Alicia had made a comment responding to Pearl, because I know Alicia has a 9-year-old son that has autism, and she was just commenting that, that showing people with autism that they can be valued in society, showing them how you can work and be a value if you can put up her comment, there you go. Showing others with autism that you can work and be successful. That is an inspiration, and it goes both ways, Pearl, because not only do people with autism get inspiration from you, but you get filled knowing that you're inspiring them as well. So that also helps build your confidence. So I'm glad you guys make a connection. I love to connect people. I love to make connections. So 2 of you connect, share your connection so that you can continue this.
By the way, Pearl is my little brother. So if anybody doesn't know, he's my little brother.
Oh, hey, Pearl. Thank you so much for joining and being such a valuable part of our conversation today, Pearl. We love you, love you, love you. I thank you so much for joining this show. I mean, I know I only have a couple minutes left, and this has been the first show. We had so much fun, a little bit of drama. We made it work. We got it happening. And I just want to say that I am really enjoying this platform. If you're enjoying it too, please comment. Let me know, because you help encourage me to continue doing it and continue bringing really valuable content to you. And so I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, August. Thank you, Sebastian, for making it happen today. I know we had some challenges. Thank you, my guest, Tony, for making it happen. And thank you, Pearl, Alicia, all of you who participated and became a part of this first show for me. I'm so grateful, so honored. And Audacious Confidence will continue every week evening, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, every Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on Germaniac TV. And Germaniac TV is where you dream big and we make it happen. Love you guys. Mwah. See you next time.